This week in East Brunswick, the Garden State Symphony Orchestra, conducted by George Manahan, presented a concert under the stars at the municipal pool. Under skies that threatened rain throughout the program, the orchestra performed a variety of pieces ranging from pop to classical to show tunes. The program featured the debut of soprano soloist Randy Minkin, an East Brunswick resident. Miss Minkin was received warmly by the audience, and her performance was certainly a highlight of the evening. An exhibit featuring turn-of-the-century clothing and other items which trace the lifetime of an individual through various special occasions will be featured at the library this month. Photographs, wedding albums, birthday and mourning cards, and other bits of memorabilia were made available by the New Jersey Historical Society. On Tuesday evening, the Septic Systems Management Planning Commission met at the library to discuss the selection of the final plan.
welcome all to this evening's meeting at the library. The agenda for this evening will start off by a presentation by Cliff Gold, our consultants, engineering consultants. Then we will continue on to Commission Board member comments, and then we will open the meeting for comments from the public, and then we will have an executive session, and this will be the final determination on how we're going to proceed with resolutions onto City Council.
Consultant Clifford Gold summarized the situation to date.
And at this point, what we're doing is catching up with some of the questions that were raised, the answers that were given, and in order to avoid repetition to those who have been here before, I'm going to very quickly summarize the program as I see it, and later on, if someone needs further detail, they can ask for it. First of all, you should all be aware, I imagine, that we've done this in 3 phases. The first phase was what we call the reconnaissance phase, where we collected all the possible data that we could imagine that would be pertinent and put it together in a first phase report. The second phase consisted of a review of alternatives, all the various possibilities that we visualized, everything from sewers to no sewers, all of which were reviewed, presented, and given cost estimates. As a result of all of that work, the commission, the Planning Commission, instructed me as follows. Number 1, there will be no conventional sewer systems in the area. Number 2, there will be no systems or approaches that will discharge flow across the turnpike into the existing authority system. Number 3, on-site systems would be continued wherever feasible. And the only places where there would not be on-site systems would be an area where it just wouldn't work. And lastly, the Commission rejected a no-action program in favor of a management approach.
After the presentation, Gold and the committee addressed residents' questions.
Inspection. Under what scheme would you propose to build an inspection port, or would you dig up the ground each time an inspection is required?
My apologies, sir. That's probably one of the most basic parts of the whole program, and I forgot. The program includes that the first inspection on the property would include installation of an inspection port. Now, if the tank is a concrete tank and it has planks, our plan would be to remove, let's say, 2 planks and put in a double plank with a port sticking up to the ground surface. Now, the truth of the matter, Mr. Gerber and I have some disagreement. He thinks there should be 6 inches of soil on top to keep the grass growing. I think it should come up to the top
of the ground
and be locked.
Avenue, and I want to know, I just had a new septic system put in, and it was inspected when everything was open. We have nothing but sand on that hill. I'm right by the firehouse, and that's all sand. And when they inspected, I had to pay $150 for that inspection. So why should I, after spending $2,500 for a whole new system, why should I have to go into something like this yet? The inspector even said he never saw a place where it would be such perfect drainage.
Mrs. Stapleton, all I can say to you with regard to that, as the people from the state have indicated here before, the system that is installed for management of septic on-site systems in East Brunswick has got to embrace all of the systems in one way or another.
I'd like to take the full package of this program. I think it's a good package. I'd like to know how long it will take to implement
The present, our concept, the present schedule says that we will attempt to get the grant this fall. The federal government has a fiscal year that starts October 1st, and we hope that we'll get that worked out shortly after October 1st. If that moves through, then everything, the wheels will start rolling, and I'd say sometime in 1983, certainly the inspections will start, some of the repair work will start, but most of the repair work will move off to late 83, early 84.
Somebody asked a question back here that I don't think was really answered. That's only the first part of what I have to say. There are a number of homes built on that Hardenberg area which are supposedly in a bad area. And the question was asked, why were those homes even allowed to be built if they wouldn't pass the perk test? And the homes are less than 2 years old. And it's one of the most critical areas in your study. I don't understand, or could somebody answer why they were built there if they couldn't pass the test?
Mr. Scott, I doubt if there's anybody at this table who can answer that question, anybody in this room who can answer the question. I think it's the same question as on all of our minds. Somehow or other, somebody managed to give to somebody who believed it a perk test that passed the specifications. That has to be the answer.
I don't think that there have been hundreds or thousands, because there are only 800 out there. There aren't that many that have in fact been approved that there was an engineering judgment. Right, sometimes professionals make mistakes. I mean, people did in all instances that I'm familiar with the best that they thought in their professional judgment. Sometimes they were wrong. One of the things that we want to do in all of this is to ensure that we have a management agency that's giving full and close attention for the first time in an integrated way to all the problems of septic management.
Hello, I'm Adrienne Eisner, Co-Director of the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. Welcome to our program, Consumer Aware. Today we're going to talk about a piece of equipment we all see around our homes. It's a useful piece of equipment, but it can be deadly if not handled properly. We're going to talk about some of the precautions you should take and dangers that can be avoided if you handle the power lawnmower properly. Before mowing with a power mower, become familiar with the mower, its operation, hazards, safety instructions, and warning labels. Fuel up before starting, and make sure that you do this out of doors. Wipe up gas spills. Exhaust fumes can overcome an operator in a confined area. Wear sturdy shoes and close-fitting clothes. Loose clothing, long hair, and dangling jewelry can get caught in the moving parts of a power mower. Never allow children to operate. Small children can be injured seriously while operating power mowers or even when playing nearby. Rake the lawn to clear it of wires, cans, stones, sticks, and other debris. Wires, stones, toys, and other small objects can get caught in the mower while operating and can be hurled at death-dealing speeds at people who are nearby. Avoid mowing wet grass. It causes unsafe footing and clogging of the machine. Fingers and hands are #1 in power mower accidents. Don't ever use fingers to clear the chute of a running mower. While operating, keep hands and feet clear of the mower blade housing at all times. Avoid pulling the mower toward you. Never refuel while the mower is running or while the engine is hot. Shut off the mower before emptying the grass catcher. And never leave a running mower unattended. There are some important points to be aware of as far as handling gas and the storage of the gas. Never fuel indoors. The unseen vapors can be ignited by a spark. Never smoke when fueling or while operating the lawnmower. Wipe up all spilled gasoline. Store the gasoline in a tightly closed safety can and store in a well-ventilated area away from open flames and from children. The United States Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates that 51,000 persons are treated annually in hospital emergency rooms for injuries associated with walk-behind power mowers. Be sure that neither you nor a member of your family is one of these people. Be an alert operator. Spot the dangers. Thank you for joining us on Consumer Aware. Hope to see you again.
This week, the Council again discussed the proposed demolition of the farmhouse on the Middlesex County Fairgrounds. Representatives from both the Fair Association and the Historic Preservation Commission presented their points of view. The Fair Association asked for a swift action on the measure, though they have not met with the Lions Club or the Historic Commission as requested by the Council. Councilman Jerome O'Connor again stressed the importance of cooperation between the two groups.
One comment. I would simply like to make one last appeal to the Fair Association and the HPC to get together and at least give the council some guidance in that we'd either get a resolution to the problem that would benefit, whichever way the resolution, your resolution is worded, whether or not you feel that there's no answer to the problem and that we have no alternative other than to grant the permit or that we go ahead and do it. But I'd like to see it worked out based on Mr. Walling's interpretation of a telephone conversation that, in fact, the Fair Association is willing to sell a house for some sum of money and it worked out that the building be moved.
Later, the Council discussed action to be taken in response to complaints of odors emanating from the Edgeboro landfill into the Pine Ridge section of town. Mayor Fox had this to say on the matter.
There will be a daily check by the county health people on all business days, and during business hours. If there's an odor problem at some other time, that is after business hours or on the weekends, they're to call the East Brunswick Police Department. And there is a procedure set up for first verification of the odor, that is, and then to contact all requests to county officials on off hours go through the Sheriff's Department. So you contact the Sheriff's Department and they will contact the person on duty from the Health Department, and they will respond and do take the appropriate action in terms of verifying that the odor is there, taking photographs, air samples, whatever is necessary. So there is a procedure set up now, and then with that evidence in hand, they expect the DEP will then have to take action. But so there is a procedure to cover it at all times, and we'll see how that works while we're pursuing the legal aspects of it.